The Cowboys coming off a pretty tough loss to Kansas City on Sunday night. And the short week will not help their banged-up offense. They're going to be without star wide receiver Amari Cooper. And then, CeeDee Lamb could be out as well, although there's some reports that the team is optimistic right after he suffered a concussion in that game against Kansas City on Sunday. But Dallas still favored by a touchdown over Las Vegas. Who covers, Reid?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, Julian was chomping at the bit to say something.
Yeah, I was going to tell you mentioned the Cowboys didn't look good. I was going to tell Reid to share that stat that he retweeted on Twitter about actually all 6 teams playing on Thanksgiving Day lost on Sunday by
and
wide
their
margins.
Point differential is minus 72.
Wow.
Yeah.
So what you're saying is they were all looking ahead to this Thursday.
Right, exactly.
Those were all trap games because people are so stoked to play on a short week and on Thanksgiving where you could be home spending time with your dogs and your family.
Right. Raiders, let me get to Dallas side first. Right? They've been really good ATS. I think we all know that they've been really good ATS, 7-2. And you just take a look at the Raiders. They really have no offense right now. And I get Dallas didn't look very good in Kansas City, but Kansas City had a really good defensive scheme on that. Chris Jones at the middle really disrupted what Dak Prescott and what these guys wanted to do. And we saw CeeDee Lamb get hurt. We saw Ezekiel Elliott get banged up. A lot of the sharp early money right now is on Dallas and the under, right? And that can kind of lead into what I want to talk about later with our fantasy picks. But I'm going with the Dallas side. When you look at the Raiders, their best offensive plays, guys, and their best players are their tight ends right now. Yeah. It's Foster Moreau and it's Darren Waller. That's the offense that they have. They had no offense whatsoever against Cincinnati. And Cincinnati is not this defensive powerhouse that we expect. They just could not get anything done. Dallas ranks 8th in pressure. I know the Raiders bring a lot of pressure with their front 4. They don't blitz. That's going to be an issue for the Raiders because Dallas, when they're blitzed, and we saw Dak get blitzed, he really had a lot of issues. Yep. And if CeeDee Lamb's not there, I still think that Dallas can win this, especially with a guy like Tony Pollard, something like 24-14 at best. So give me Dallas.
Steve, coming out of Sunday's action too, the line did tick up over that touchdown threshold to the Cowboys, so minus 7.5 now.
Yeah, this makes me a little nervous. That this line has basically stayed put since it opened too, with all the issues that Dallas is having right now, being down their top 2 receivers. Now, that doesn't mean that they can't still get the ball downfield. There's still guys who are very capable of doing so. Cedric Wilson has looked good in the extra snaps that he's been getting. Schultz is someone who's been, a big favorite for Dak Prescott as of late too as well. And Dallas continues to be one of the better teams at covering. 4-1 at home, covering by an average of 9 points against the spread. I like this team more than the Raiders, but I just really kind of worry about how wide this line hasn't moved much with all the issues that the Cowboys are having. And you brought up a good point, too, Reid, about getting pressure on Dak Prescott. That is all he was under in that game against the Chiefs. They were constantly in his face, and that really kind of limited them on offense. Could that happen again this week? There's a very good chance that could happen again this week. But with that being said, I don't feel comfortable taking the Raiders. Yeah. This is a weird game. This is a weird spot. I'm curious about this line. I keep thinking about this. Maybe this is one of those classic trap plays, but I just can't feel good about taking the Raiders right here.
12 games, too, this year have been favored at this number, and away teams have covered 7-2 ATS. And home teams are 1-2.
And that's interesting, too, because the Raiders have been the complete opposite on the road. Like, their last 7 road contests, they're 2-5 ATS. So, and you got to look at this, Jules, as Steve just mentioned. Like, Dallas has been steady at AT&T Stadium. 6-1 ATS over their last 7 home games.
Yeah, it's a tough game. It's not a game that I'm going to be on a side for. If I was playing anything, maybe it would be the under, like Reid alluded to, because the offenses are kind of going downhill and Dallas doesn't have its weapons. So I think this is going to be a good player prop game, which is something we'll touch on with so many bodies down, so many key playmakers down on offense. But in terms of a side, if you trust Dallas to win the game, this is a Dallas teaser leg that you branch to Sunday, because Sunday teaser pieces are just not there. Maybe it's the Patriots if you think they're going to win at home against the Titans, and you connect Dallas, and then assuming you get through, now you've got the Patriots at a nice price on the money line on Sunday. But other than using Dallas as a teaser leg, this game doesn't really interest me until we get to the prop market.